Jean, for a celebration of human fraternity and to showcase the achievements of those who work towards its values. Within just 2 years, the award has made great global impact, sharing the message of human fraternity from Abu Dhabi to the world stage. This last year has been one of the toughest many of us have seen, with all the social, cultural, and economic consequences of the global pandemic. Yet, it was also a year in which we saw the best of people. Those who fight to bring health, security, food, and safety to their fellow humans, and those who look beyond the boundaries of their own nations to reach out into the world.
What makes you feel loved?
What makes you happy?
Being out in nature.
My family and friends.
Chocolate.
Yeah, this makes everyone happy.
What advice would you give to your younger self?
What are the worst traits of humanity?
What is your biggest hope for the future?
How can we find things in common?
What do you value the most in a friendship?
What is the reason you get up in the morning?
What frustrates you the most about the world then?
Pollution.
How should we treat people?
Or how you'd want to be treated?
It's important to be different.
What is the one thing that you want to protect?
What questions about that?
Even if you sleep one hour.
What does human fraternity mean to you?
El-Salam.
Harmony.
Erkek kardeşler.
La sagesse. Family.
Diversité.
Toleranza.
Al-insijam.
Nakakaisang mundo. Learn to have fun and to make friends.
thanks to all those people who came together from around the world to share their wisdom with us. Their words in that beautiful song of world harmony shows that we are all connected. We are a human family. Now it's time for the ceremony to begin. Majesties, Your Highness, Your Eminencies, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Zayed Award for Human Fraternity. My name is Michael Jean, 27th Governor General and Commander-in-Chief of Canada, and I'm honored to be here with you for a celebration of human fraternity and to showcase the achievements of those who work towards its values. Within 2 years, the Zayed Award for Human Fraternity has made great global impact, sharing the message of human fraternity from Abu Dhabi to the world stage. The Zayed Award for Human Fraternity was inspired by the signing of the document on human fraternity during the historic meeting of His Holiness Pope Francis and His Eminence, the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar, on February 4th, 2019, in Abu Dhabi, under the patronage of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and Deputy Supreme Commander of the United Arab Emirates Armed Forces. A seismic moment of hope. This extraordinary document calls upon the people of the world to rediscover the values of peace, justice, goodness, beauty, human fraternity, and coexistence. The Zayed Award for Human Fraternity, named after the late Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, the visionary founder of the United Arab Emirates, in whose memorial garden we are now standing. This global humanitarian award is open to all individuals and entities, honoring those who work selflessly and tirelessly in the pursuit of harmony through human fraternity. I now am deeply proud to introduce two leaders who celebrate the differences among humanity as new opportunities for peaceful coexistence. Ladies and gentlemen, His Holiness Pope Francis and His Eminence, the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar, Professor Ahmed Al-Tayeb.
Cari fratelli e sorelle, caro fratello grande imam.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أخي العزيز البابا فرانسيس، تحية طيبة لكم.
Sono grato per questa occasione che, seppure in maniera virtuale, ci riunisce di nuovo attorno al tema della fratellanza.
يسعدني اليوم أن أشارككم الاحتفال بجائزة زايد العالمية للأخوة الإنسانية. تلكم الجائزة الملهمة لكل محبي التعايش والتآخي الإنساني في كل مكان على ظهر الأرض، والتي تحتفي بقيم وثيقة الأخوة وبإرث الراحل الحكيم الشيخ زايد بن سلطان آل نهيان، مؤسس دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة، طيب الله ثراه. وأحمد الله سبحانه وتعالى أن وثيقة الأخوة الإنسانية تواصل مسيرتها وتتنامى يوما بعد يوم، وتشق طريقها بخطى ثابتة وأثر ملموس في جذب كل محبي الخير والسلام ليشاركونا هذه الرحلة الخيرة.
Da poco ho celebrato la giornata internazionale della fratellanza umana e sono lieto di associarmi di nuovo a lei, caro fratello, in questa lodevole iniziativa del premio El-Tayeb per la fratellanza umana 2022. È un altro passo avanti nel nostro comune cammino di fratellanza. Tale premio, promosso dall'Alto Comitato per la Fratellanza Umana, ha l'obiettivo di riconoscere e premiare gli sforzi di individui e istituzioni che si impegnano a favore del progresso dell'umanità e della promozione della convivenza pacifica. Auspico che il premio El-Tayeb per la fratellanza umana 2022 possa essere per coloro che ne sono stati insigniti, e anche ancora ringrazio, stimolo a continuare l'impegno in favore dell'unità. Confido anche che il loro esempio possa incoraggiare altri a intraprendere iniziative che promuovano la coesistenza pacifica e siano segno di feconda collaborazione tra uomini e religioni diverse a servizio di tutta l'umanità.
أحييك أيها الأخ العزيز صاحب السمو الشيخ محمد بن زايد آل نهيان، راعي وثيقة الأخوة الإنسانية وداعمها المخلص الوفي في كل ما يحقق لها أهدافها وغاياتها. فشكرا لكم صاحب السمو على التزامكم المخلص وإيمانكم الحقيقي بالأخوة ورعايتكم للجنة العليا لتحقيق مبادئها السامية خلال فترة عملها.
Esprimo la mia gratitudine allo sceicco Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan per aver proposto i contenuti del documento sulla fratellanza umana e per il sostegno al lavoro dell'Alto Comitato della Fratellanza Umana, che cerca di diffondere i valori e i principi del documento in tutto il mondo e di realizzarne gli obiettivi. Ringrazio anche i membri della giuria del premio El-Tayeb che hanno risolto a chi dare il premio.
ويقتضيني واجب الوفاء أن أتقدم بجزيل الشكر والتقدير للجنة تحكيم جائزة زايد للأخوة الإنسانية بكل أعضائها على عملهم الجاد الملتزم بقيم الأخوة الإنسانية السامية.
You know, our jurors had quite a tough time selecting the honorees for this year. The list of spectacular nominees, as much as the prize itself, is proof that the message of human fraternity reaches across continents, across time zones, across cultures and peoples. And to tell us more about the selection of this year's honorees, please welcome Secretary General of the Higher Committee of Human Fraternity, my good friend, Judge Mohammed Abdel Salam.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحضور الكريم، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. إن جائزة زايد للأخوة الإنسانية لهذا العام إذ تكرم الفائزين بها فإنها تحتفي بالذين قضوا أعمارهم في خدمة الضعفاء والمحتاجين ودأبوا في العمل على إنهاء الانقسام وتعزيز الأخوة والتسامح بين الشعوب. تحية تقدير واعتزاز لصاحب السمو الشيخ محمد بن زايد آل نهيان ولي عهد أبو ظبي وراعي وثيقة الأخوة الإنسانية حفظه الله ورعاه. فكان ولا زال سموه صادق العهد ثابت الخطى في خدمة بلده، مكافحا من أجل الحفاظ على الشعلة التي ورثها له والده المؤسس الراحل الحكيم الشيخ زايد بن سلطان آل نهيان طيب الله ثراه، وقدم بلاده بكل إصرار وشموخ مثالا يحتذى به في تصدير التسامح وحب الخير لكل الناس، فنعم الوارث ونعم المورث. كما إنه لفخر وشرف كبير أن يشاركنا هذا الاحتفال اليوم رمزان دينيان قدما نموذجا استثنائيا في الأخوة والصداقة والشراكة من أجل الإنسان لم يشهد التاريخ الحديث له مثيلا، الإمام الأكبر أحمد الطيب وأخيه البابا فرانسيس بابا الكنيسة الكاثوليكية وتوجت هذه الشراكة بتوقيع وثيقة الأخوة الإنسانية التاريخية التي أراد لها الله أن تعلن للعالم من هنا، من صرح زايد المؤسس على أرض أبو ظبي الطيبة. الحضور الكريم، لقد وصلت أصداء وثيقة الأخوة الإنسانية إلى مختلف البقاع والأرجاء، وأقامت اللجنة العليا للأخوة الإنسانية شراكات رفيعة المستوى مع مؤسسات ومسؤولين من أنحاء مختلفة حول العالم، وتوجت هذه الجهود باعتراف أممي بأهمية وثيقة الأخوة الإنسانية، واعتماد يوم توقيعها في 4 فبراير 2019 يوما دوليا للأخوة الإنسانية يحتفي به العالم كل عام. وهنا يقتضي الاعتراف بالفضل أن أقدم خالص التقدير باسم اللجنة العليا للأخوة الإنسانية لسمو الشيخ عبد الله بن زايد آل نهيان، وزير الخارجية والتعاون الدولي والجندي المجهول، وراء هذا الاعتراف الأممي لتتحول وثيقة الأخوة الإنسانية إلى حركة عالمية تلهم كل محب الخير والسلام. لقد مثلت جائزة زايد العالمية للأخوة الإنسانية مصدر إلهام ودعم لكل هذه الجهود الخيرة في مسيرة التعايش. وخلال دورتها الحالية نظرت لجنة التحكيم أكثر من 200 ترشيح من مختلف أنحاء العالم، حيث وجدت في مسيرة من شرفونا اليوم، في مسيرة المكرمين واجتهاداتهم في خدمة البشرية ودعم التعايش الإنساني والحوار بين الأديان، أثراً ملموساً على أرض الواقع يجعلهم يستحقون وبجدارة أن يحملوا راية الأخوة الإنسانية التي تجسد قيم التعايش والتسامح والتآلف بين الناس. يسعدني بذلك أن نهنئ بكل اعتزاز وفخر القائد الفائز بجائزة زايد العالمية للأخوة الإنسانية لعام 2022 جلالة الملك عبد الله الثاني ابن الحسين ملك المملكة الأردنية الهاشمية، وجلالة الملكة رانيا العبد الله، ومعهما مؤسسة المعرفة والحرية فوكال المنظمة الإنسانية من جمهورية هايتي. إن هذا الاحتفال اليوم برموز الأخوة الإنسانية والسلام يخرج من هذا البلد الآمن الطيب ليمثل شعاع نور ويبعث برسالة أمل في ظلام دامس بسبب دخان الحروب وأصوات الكراهية وأنين الضعفاء. إنها رسالة أبو ظبي للأخوة الإنسانية. شكرا جزيلا لكم، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Judge Mohammed Abdel Salam always speaks from the heart, because this award, he knows it, again, is about hope. It is so inspiring and important to see these leaders working together in true friendship. The respect and care they have for each other and for the people of our world is truly remarkable. Before we recognize this year's honorees, let's look back at last year's honorees. 2 individuals from different walks of life, yet sharing the same vision of a world united in preventing war, injustice, and inequality, the same drive to make a difference. Antonio Guterres, the 9th Secretary General of the United Nations, and Latifa Ibn Ziyaten, founder of the IMAD Association for Youth and Peace, l'association IMAD pour la paix et pour la jeunesse. So let's have a look at how the Zayed Award for Human Fraternity has had a positive impact on the work of our 2021 honorees. Please.
I'm here to sound the alarm. The world must wake up. Our world has never been more threatened or more divided. Solidarity is missing in action just when we need it most.
It is with humility and deep gratitude that I feel honored to receive the Zayed Fraternity Award. I'm feeling inspired by this award to move on in our determined commitment for human unity and for global peace.
The Zayed Award for Human Fraternity helped UNHCR provide much needed support to people forced to flee in existing and new emergencies. The historic document on human fraternity that inspired the Zayed Award makes reference to refugees and those exiled from their homes and their countries.
We must work together to end conflict, poverty, and reverse the increasing levels of inequality within and between our societies.
War, violence, and persecution have forced more than 80 million people around the world to flee their homes, leaving everything behind to save themselves and their families.
أولي مثلا عادفات مثلا حارسة زي تلاقي له شلة أرنالو وصعيد حلو ده كان سيو سبيشال زي إحنا نعرف إنه يعلنها سلز قلنا برضو حساب أما قد استغفر له قتلوا خلا يغشوا زي تقوى رسول إحنا نعرف إنه يجب
كنا عايشين برعب كنا عايشين يعني كابوس 3 سنين أهانة ومذلة وماكو يعني كل انواع التعذيب ما خلوا شيء ما سووا.
روزمان جت راستن دفتر روزه کردن. باز تقریبا یک هفته باز رو که سرویش کنم. باز ما کار گرفتم که در اینجا پیش ما هستم که ما پیش از آن دیگه مشکل نداشتم. کمکای گذشته ما گرفتم.
مثل که دیگران زندگی عادی داره ما را می زندگی را که چرا که من میخوایم که اولاد ما یک چی شود یک دینمی افغانستان یک دکتر شود یک انجینیر شود یک دیگه چی شود آرزوی من اینه میست بیادر که اولاد ما را
زاوی privilegies favorece lumea.
They're living examples of why we must not give up, of why we must address the challenge of forced displacement and all other global challenges. It is complicated, but not impossible.
We have a duty to help refugees rebuild their lives. We heal together when we all get the care we need. And we shine together when we play as a team and respect everyone.
I'm also very honored to receive this award together with Madame Latifa Ibn Ziyaten. That is a remarkable example of compassion, resilience, forgiveness, and solidarity.
C'est le plus difficile d'une mère perdre un fils et de l'enterrer. Je m'appelle Latifa Ibn Ziyaten. Je suis la mère de Ahmed, qui était assassiné le 11 mars 2012 par Mohamed Marrah. Quand j'ai reçu que j'ai gagné le prix Zaïd, j'ai tombé de haut, j'ai pleuré, je croyais pas. Et ce prix, ça m'a complètement changé.
Je ne suis absolument pas étonnée que Latifa ait gagné ce prix, parce qu'elle représente, je crois, tout ce dont notre monde a besoin, dans laquelle nous nous rendons compte que ce qu'il y a d'essentiel dans notre monde, c'est notre humanité.
Et va apporter le bonheur aux autres. Moi, il ne m'apportait pas que le bonheur, plus que le bonheur.
This camp, this is bad story.
On doit aider ces migrants qui ont quitté leur pays, qui ont quitté leur famille, qui ont tout laissé. Ils sont là. Et aujourd'hui, c'est à nous de tendre la main.
Before, I'm a student to be doctor. Now, I'm a refugee. I don't have anybody. I'm alone here.
Ce présaïd, il va me donner le bonheur à tous ces gens-là. Tous ces gens qui sont dans la souffrance. Et moi, j'essaye de prendre le jeune, de donner de l'amour, l'espoir et d'avancer dans la vie. C'est important qu'on voit, pour voir le présaïd qui existe aujourd'hui, sa facilité, ça ouvre les portes, ça ouvre les frontières.
Alors depuis que Mme Zaten a eu le prix Zayed, il y a eu plus de notoriété. Si on a le soutien, on a l'aide de quiconque, on peut aller super loin et on peut faire de très très belles choses.
Ont besoin de personnalités comme Latifa. Elle fait ce que chaque adulte devrait faire. Elle transmet, elle donne de la joie, elle donne de l'amour et elle donne de l'espoir.
La fraternité humaine, c'est de donner la main à l'autre, d'aimer l'autre. Moi, j'imagine le monde de demain, un monde meilleur, un monde de la paix. C'est tout ce que je souhaite. La paix.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what the Zayed Award for Human Fraternity is about. This is what it makes happen. Hope for those who desperately need it. Of course, none of this would have been possible without the commitment and work of the Higher Committee of Human Fraternity. The Higher Committee is an independent international committee instituted to promote human fraternity in communities around the world and to fulfill the aspirations of the document on human fraternity.
Our role and our goal to encourage and support initiatives in order to promote mutual understanding, respect and fraternity.
السلام هو قضية مهمة جدا ولا بد أن يتبنى الناس هذه القضية وخصوصا الجيل الجديد لأنهم قادرون على إحداث تغيير وفرق كبير في حياتهم القادمة.
This is to empower our youth to understand that they do not have to depend on any government, faith, but they have to depend on their own personal responsibility for building a better tomorrow and building a better world. That despite color or creed, we are all part of one family.
A world that recognizes the role and the geniuses of women is a world that is ready to function properly. That is the impact of the Higher Committee Women's Initiative.
هي تتمثل في اختيار عاصمة كل عام وإعلان هذه العاصمة والعمل معها بشكل وثيق على المضي في طريق تعزيز التعايش والأخوة والتسامح بين الأفراد وبين أشكال المختلفة داخل هذه الدول.
As we look today, it's so much differences among people. These are challenges that we have to address, and we cannot address them but finding common values on which to educate the future generations.
I believe it is very important to raise the kids with the vision of being global citizens, because nowadays we're living in a very interconnected world, and this is where I believe that education systems have to embrace this type of understanding.
ونشر الثقافة يعني قبل كل شيء العمل على مشاريع ملموسة وحقيقية لتأكيد مبدأ الإخوة.
كل هذا يصب في المصلحة العامة لنشر ثقافة قبول الآخر.
أعتقد أن كل شخص في الحياة يستطيع أن يقدم شيء، يستطيع أن يجد لحظة يجسد فيها قيم ومعاني الأخوة الإنسانية بشكل صادق وبشكل طبيعي.
The Human Fraternity Declaration gave birth to one of our most important projects, the Abrahamic Family House, which consists of a mosque, a synagogue, and a church. It's a place where everybody will feel at home, and it's a place that's going to send a message of hope and love to the world.
Our ambition of the High Committee on Human Fraternity is to make this universal. We need the right moral compass to create and encourage a global movement, and this is what the document on human fraternity brings to the world, and what we at the High Committee want to spread the message.
What an inspiring and exceptional group of people. Thank you, Higher Committee of Human Fraternity members, for bringing the principles of the document on human fraternity to fruition. And no less extraordinary are this year's honorees, chosen by our jurors from many remarkable nominees from numerous countries across the globe. The jury are appointed annually by the Higher Committee of Human Fraternity, bringing together a range of experts and celebrated individuals who are imbued with wisdom and deep commitment to peaceful coexistence. So let's hear from our jury.
Mon expérience avec le panel a été très riche. J'ai beaucoup apprécié les échanges avec les autres juges.
It's a very great honor to be on this jury. It's humbling, and it's also a great sense of responsibility.
I'm always a listener, particularly when I'm dealing with a situation that is very delicate, complex, and very fortunate that all my colleagues are outstanding individuals.
We all read the same text, but different ones of us saw different important features, and putting those together was very enriching.
I love the arguments between ourselves.
The spirit was one of listening, of evolving, of putting things in context.
And each one of us tried very hard to share what we thought this particular candidate represented for the world and for the cause of human fraternity.
To make the best possible decision collectively on the winner of 2022.
C'est l'ensemble de ce processus qui est impressionnant, qui est passionnant.
It's such a rich slate of candidates.
هقول إنهم جسدوا القدوة والإخلاص في العمل والكفاح من أجل قضية إنسانية.
The Zayed Award and the document on human fraternity are, to me, a very powerful call to action.
هي مصدر إلهام حقيقي للشعوب.
Il permet de promouvoir les valeurs de la fraternité humaine,
which is to contribute to brother and sisterhood throughout the world.
It helps to encourage people to do good.
Not only the winners, but others to look at it, learn from the profile of the winners, and see how they can emulate the experience of the winners.
It's with immense joy that I will now tell you about this year's nominees. Each was driven to build a better world, to create connections across seemingly
impossible barriers and to look at humanity through a lens of unity, while always celebrating the differences that make us so unique. These are leaders in building bonds, healing wounds, and inspiring dialogue in their own nations. They are ambassadors for hope, for peace, for happiness in their home countries and beyond. I am so proud and so moved to tell you about la Fondation Connaissance et Liberté, Fondation Connaissance avec Liberté, the Foundation for Knowledge and Liberty, also known as FOCAL. FOCAL succeeded in becoming the unique and highly respected institution that it is today, overcoming complex and often adverse circumstances, considering Haiti has been labeled the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere by the World Bank. Understanding the paradoxical nature of Haiti, the rich opportunities of its people, versus the seemingly insurmountable challenges, FOCAL is really positioned as a key societal bridge builder in Haiti. The 2022 Zayed Award for Human Fraternity Judging Committee recognizes FOCAL as an undeniable beacon of hope because of their long-standing commitment to serving the common good and their dedication to advancing an exemplary society based on human fraternity values. We also applaud FOCAL's founder and president, Her Excellency Michel Pierre-Louis, for her lifetime commitment to human rights. So let's learn more about this work.
Haitians did not choose to be poor. They chose to be free.
They are the ones who rebelled against colonialism, against slavery, and against racism. I met with Mr. Aryennaire, and he asked me bluntly, you know, I came to Haiti to look for board members. I would like you to create the foundation. We're going to go towards the most marginalized populations, the ones that hold this country, but at the same time have practically no rights and have been fighting for their rights throughout history. FOCAL was created in 1995, and that's how the whole thing started.
We are interested in processes of emancipation. Our programs can be in support of or operational. We can lead in training and in support, and we can be upholding the mission of others.
We give scholarship to young people because we also have a higher education program.
We have never given up on what our vision is, which is to support our people.
FOCAL d'abord font paquet de bagailles pour nous-mêmes en de communauté. Sans FOCAL, côté ni là, pas table du tout.
I've always seen them as a big family.
L'arrivée de FOCAL, ça a été une bouffée d'air pour la culture.
FOCAL permet un accès à l'éducation à des gens qui peut-être pas ont accès à la qualité d'éducation.
Une chose que moi-même qui est intéressée dans FOCAL, c'est tout effort que l'institution fait pour essayer de mettre les gens ensemble pour réfléchir sur la question et garder la perspective de respect des droits humains.
The majority of this country are youth.
And you can sense the solidarity that exists among them. You can sense also the precariousness in which they are living. And that's why the support we give to those communities are so important to us.
We cannot let them down. We are accompanying them. We walk the walk with them.
Le futur, c'est compliqué, mais je suis convaincue que nous avons un futur. Les jeunes de ce pays veulent un futur et comme ils le veulent, ils vont l'obtenir.
When FOCAL was created, I never thought that 27 years after, we would still be working.
We, the grandmothers, are part of this very young team, and we believe in them. We are leaving them this institution as a legacy, and we think that they will carry it and transform it for the country.
شعب دولة هايتي العظيم، أبعث لكم بكل تقدير واحترام وإكبار، فقد كافحتم طويلا من أجل استرداد الكرامة الإنسانية، ووقفتم بل صمتم في وجه الظلم والاستعباد والطغيان والعبث بإنسانية الإنسان وكرامته وحريته. وأهنئ بهذه المناسبة مؤسستكم الوطنية فوكال على فوزها بجائزة زايد للأخوة الإنسانية لجهودها المخلصة في خدمة شعب هايتي البطل الذي عانى كثيراً وما زال يعاني من مآسي الفقر والكوارث البيئية. هذا العمل الجاد الذي تطلع به السيدة ميشيل بيير لوي من أجل تعزيز قيم الأخوة الإنسانية والمشاركة في إيجاد حلول للأزمات الإنسانية والاجتماعية والبيئية في دولة هايتي، هذا العمل يستحق كل التقدير والاحترام، فأنتم نموذج وقدوة للكثيرين. وأود أن أنتهز هذه الفرصة لأؤكد مجدداً على ضرورة تكاتف الرموز الدينية والسياسية في العالم من أجل دعم مبادئ الأخوة الإنسانية ورعاية مسيرتها النبيلة والوقوف يداً واحدة وصفاً واحداً في مواجهة الحروب الظالمة وخطابات الكراهية والعنصرية والتعالي والأنانية.
Mi congratulo con la Foundation of Knowledge and Liberty di Haiti. Sapete bene quanto sia presente nel mio cuore e nelle mie preghiere il popolo di Haiti. Perciò con gioia ho appreso che ad essere insignita dal premio Saget è anche la Foundation for Knowledge and Liberty che dal 1995 e grazie agli sforzi della fondatrice e presidente Sua Eccellenza signora Michelle Pierre-Louis si impegna al servizio del bene comune difendendo i diritti umani, in modo particolare quello dell'istruzione. Grazie per la vostra dedizione a promuovere una società più umana, basata sul valore della fraternità. Grazie per l'attenzione alle nuove generazioni e alla loro formazione, perché attraverso il loro può avvenire un vero cambiamento nella società. C'è bisogno di passione, di creatività per restituire ad Haiti la prospettiva concreta di un futuro migliore. Il popolo haitiano ha troppo sofferto a causa delle calamità naturali, tante, dei problemi sociali e delle emergenze umanitarie, tante. Preghiamo per Haiti e gente buona, gente brava, gente religiosa, ma sta soffrendo tanto.
This is powerful and well-deserved validation. Now another exemplary work. Since his ascendancy in 1999, to the throne of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan. His Majesty, King Abdullah II, has worked diligently to address divisions among Muslims as well as between East and West, and has made significant contributions to the field of religious thought and interfaith dialogue. And what follows speaks to my heart, and again, my personal experience. His Majesty has welcomed millions of refugees suffering in conflict areas. And Jordan remains one of the few places where refugees can freely move, receive education, and benefit from the resources, infrastructure, educational and health services. Her Majesty Queen Rania Al Abdullah of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan also passionately fosters the values of openness to the other and acceptance, advocating for refugee rights around the world and highlighting the needs and aspirations of one of the world's most vulnerable populations. I thank you so much for doing that, because I've been there myself. As a child with my family, refugees fleeing oppression, seeking asylum, craving for empathy, demanding respect of our rights and human dignity. So let's have a look at Their Majesty's work.
It is time to think about the future.
Positive change cannot be willed into being. Our world must be coordinated and structured to deliver real-world impact.
We are all very fortunate, for a life spent in the service of others is a life fully lived.
There is sometimes something missing in our global discourse: the moral language of the conscience, the emotional conversation of the heart.
We have worked closely with regional and international partners to support peace and mutual respect worldwide.
Despite scarce resources, the people of Jordan have opened their arms to refugees fleeing regional violence.
This is a crisis about human beings, not about borders and barriers.
Our small country is now the world's third largest refugee host, and I thank all of you who are helping us to uphold this global responsibility. If we falter, the most vulnerable pay the highest price.
And let it remind us that no matter where we come from or how we got here, we share the same dreams and want the same things.
Bewildered refugee mothers clutching their children.
Happy, thriving children.
Or anxious fathers who cannot find jobs to provide for their loved ones.
Safety and security for our loved ones.
The young men and women who look to their future and see nothing.
A sense of accomplishment at the end of the day.
How many more homes will be lost? How many more children will die before the world wakes up?
And the belief that if we imagine a better, more prosperous future, we can achieve it.
We know the threats, we know the opportunities. Now together, let's take the actions we need.
Mi congratulo con Sua Maestà il Re Abdullah ibn al-Hussein, Re del Regno Hashemita di Giordania, con la Sua Maestà la Regina Rania Al-Abdullah, e a tutti noto impegno delle loro altezze reali nell'accogliere un gran numero di rifugiati, nel promuovere i valori della convivenza, del dialogo fra le diverse tradizioni religiose, nella lotta contro le discriminazioni e per l'emancipazione dei giovani e delle donne. Sostenendo i valori della fratellanza umana, avete contribuito a fare del Regno di Giordania un modello di tolleranza e convivenza. Maestà, il premio che oggi viene loro assegnato è un riconoscimento che va anche a tutto il popolo giordano che con determinazione e coraggio, pur in mezzo di tante difficoltà, persegue la strada della pace, della moderazione e del rifiuto della violenza. Grazie a questo atteggiamento vostro. Dio Onnipotente e Misericordioso conceda loro felicità e lunga vita e ricolmi la Giordania delle sue benedizioni.
جلالة الملك عبد الله الثاني بن الحسين، كل التقدير لجهودكم المستمرة لدعم قضايا الحوار بين الأديان، وأيضا للحفاظ على المقدسات الإسلامية والمسيحية في القدس العربية، وكذلك دعمكم المستمر للمستضعفين من أبناء شعب فلسطين الجريح. وكل الشكر لاستضافة المملكة الأردنية الهاشمية وشعبها الكريم للعديد من اللاجئين الفارين من الظلم والاضطهاد وقسوة الحياة واغتصاب الأوطان. وأقدر كثيرا لقرينتكم جلالة الملكة رانيا العبد الله موقفها الداعم لهذه الجهود الخيرة ومشاركتها القوية في الاهتمام بالنساء والأطفال والمحرومين ورعايتهم، وكذلك تعزيز الأخوة والمحبة بين الناس.
I am now deeply, deeply proud to welcome the Zayed Award for Human Fraternity 2022 jury to the stage to present our honorees.
Le prix Zayed pour la fraternité humaine honore ainsi des milliers d'enfants, de jeunes en Haïti, femmes et hommes qui chaque jour gagnent en dignité, en créativité, en travail et de transcender les pesanteurs historiques et le malheur actuel.
يسرني وأنا أتسلم ورانيا جائزة زايد للأخوة الإنسانية أن أعبر عن اعتزازي وتقديري لهذا التكريم الكبير لترسيخ قيم الأخوة الإنسانية والسلام العالمي.
كلي فخر بهذا التكريم الذي يحمل اسم رمز من رموز العطاء العربي والعالمي المغفور له بإذن الله الشيخ زايد بن سلطان النهيان، الذي امتدت يداه الخيرة إلى أصقاع العالم ولم يعرف المستحيل.
Well, once again, we end our ceremony filled with hope for the future, hope for humanity, and hope for the fraternal bonds that hold us together. And I want to thank you, our viewers, for being part of this important global movement of peace and humanity. You are human fraternity in action. Human fraternity starts with you.
Imagine a world without war. A world of compassion.
Imagine harmonized coexistence.
Sans distinction de race et de croyance ou de classe sociale.
Imagine how humanity could soar.
تخيل لو أنت تعيش في مجتمع خالي من الكراهية.
Imagine if we lived as brothers and sisters in our common home.
A world where we understand our collective humanity.
People of different races, different religions, different genders, different ages.
Communicating openly, freely, but respectfully.
It means listening with your heart open.
Living together regardless of the things that separate us.
Able to differ and yet live together in harmony.
I want everyone to feel free to be who they are.
أعتقد أنك ستشعر أنك في مجتمع يحيا الأخوة الإنسانية حقا.
It's our chance to live in peace with people all around the world.
This is what human fraternity is all about.